So we're in the Black Hills area for about a week, and today we are exploring Wind Cave National Park.
Yep.
We have tickets for one of the cave tours that starts in a couple minutes, but one thing to make sure you do when you come here, make sure you show up a little bit early since the tours are limited to their numbers.
Yep, they're first come, first serve.
We showed up hoping to get the 10 o'clock tour. We got here, what, 25 minutes before the tour. The tickets were all gone, so we had to wait an extra hour.
Yeah, and it's not even really that busy today either.
No,
so.
the parking lot was practically empty when we showed up, but apparently the tickets are limited. But that gave us time for the girls to fill out their Junior Ranger booklet so that they can get their next badge. So are you excited for that?
Yeah, now we're gonna have 3 badges.
3 badges for them, and now we're gonna go on a cave tour. Let's go.
No tripod.
Most complex maze cave in the entire world. So that's some pretty cool stuff, and we can talk about that more later. The reason why we call it what we do, Wind Cave. I'm sure some of you have wondered before how this place got its name, and I would like to show you. It looks like today the pressure between the inside and outside is pretty similar, although we do see a faint intake. It looks like the cave is trying to steal my tape just ever so slightly. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. You got it?
I'll come with you.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Alright, good luck. I'll see you down there.
By yourself, sorry.
Yeah, you guys head on. No. Alright, the rest of you is nice single file, none of that crazy funnel stuff.
So Lana, did the ranger select you to go down the stairs first? Mm-hmm. You led everybody down here. Mm-hmm. Wasn't that super cool?
Yeah, and I'm the leader.
Yeah, you are the leader.
Yeah, there's gotta be bats.
Look at that cave.
Down the whole time. That's all we're doing. None of the stairs go up.
It's gonna be going down.
Lots of stairs. Down, down, down.
Oh my goodness.
Like you said, 300.
Called frostwork. It's pretty crystals. So make sure to get a look at that. But after you've seen it, I'm gonna give you my flashlight again. And then you're gonna lead our group to a room that looks like it could hold all of us. And it'll be super easy to tell because it's tiny little passageways and then it opens up into a much bigger room. You got it? All right, see you there.
Lead us to the room.
You leading the way again?
Yeah. It's a huge room. I wonder how big this room is.
He said it's gonna hold all of us.
All of us. That's a lot of people.
Don't go too fast, Bubba.
We counted.
So as we were coming into the cave, the ranger warned us that anyone over 5'2" is probably gonna hit their head at least a couple times.
There's a room that we can fit in. Oh, it's going uphill.
Where's the kid? Not me. I'm not hitting my head. I'm exactly 5'2".
He's behind us.
Are you gonna hit your head?
No, I'm only 3 feet 6.
I think we're
3
almost to
foot
the
6,
room.
huh?
This is looking pretty.
Hello, my friend. You did an excellent job.
Look at all the boxes.
Thank you. I gave this room its name. It was actually a young explorer about 140 years ago. Now, he came into this room and looked up, and he thought that this formation on the ceiling looked like the boxes in his local post office. So here we are at the post office, looking up at a formation known as boxwork.
More stairs. I just got a water. Oh, down there.
So the caves themselves used to be about 96 miles long. That's how much they had mapped. But then within the last couple of years, they've actually increased that to about 140 miles. And the ranger actually mentioned that they're adding a couple hundred feet every day. They have volunteer explorers that work with the National Park System to explore the caves and actually map them out a little bit more. And they're really not sure how much longer the caves are actually going to be, but most of the caves are actually within 1 square miles of surface area. So they're really compact, intertwining, and stacked, layered on top of each other, which is kind of cool. No food
or drinks, but I'm a little thirsty.
There's water that's dripping down.
Yeah, I don't want to drink that cave water.
What are they calling it?
Mountain Dew. Oh, when the cave drips on you. When the cave drips on you, it's called a cave kiss.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so this is the light by which Alvin explored the cave. Which makes it all the more impressive that in his short time here, because Alvin got here in 1890 and he died in 1893, Alvin managed to map somewhere between 8 and 10 miles of this cave's passage.
Go to number.
That's silly, huh?
Have to walk sideways.
That's a big crack, huh?
I'm a little too tall, and I'm not even that tall.
We're walking in a big crack.
I've hit my head 3 times. See how many more before we get done with the cave.
You can hang out wherever you want. That we were able to figure out the total volume of the cave's passageways. Then we compared that to the volume of the passageways that we've discovered, the ones that we've mapped, explored, surveyed, and we came up with a percentage. A percentage of how much of this cave we've truly explored. We've only explored somewhere between 5 and 10% of this cave's passageways. So 148 miles is nothing. We're probably going to end up in the thousands one day. And on account of this, you all might assume that here at Wind Cave we have a dedicated team of explorers whose sole purpose is to go deep into the abyss and come back with newly discovered passageway. Well, it's not really the case. We're a national park, guys. We can't even afford stalactites and stalagmites, so no, we don't have a team of explorers on payroll here. But that doesn't mean that exploration doesn't take place. It just happens on a volunteer basis.
At the end of the tour, we were actually 210 feet below ground. And since we had gone down about 300 steps to get there, they were kind enough to let us take an elevator back up to the surface. Now we gotta turn in the junior ranger books so that the girls can get their badges. And then we gotta find a place for lunch.
I promise to protect and preserve the national parks and to educate others and myself about their resources. Congratulations, you're now one of the junior rangers. Excellent work.
How many badges do you have now?
3. Alana says she has 4.
For the last couple days, we have been camping in Chadron State Park. The campsites are really nice, but one of the best part about it is these amazing hills behind us. The sun has already set behind this cliff right here, but our plan is to go on a little hike and go up to the top of that, hopefully get some good shots, and just explore the area around us. Let's go on a hike. You guys are so slow.
You going fast like Daddy? Yeah. And I found this feather. Oh, that's tiny.
Well, this is a little bit disappointing. We are a half mile into our hike and the main trail is mowed out from these tall grasses that you can see here. But apparently not enough people go on this trail so that the one that's supposed to lead up to these hills up here behind me has been completely grown over and we can't find it at all. And well, according to Google Satellite View, I am on the trail that we were looking for, but as you can see here, it's not really a trail.
So Mommy and Lana are going back home because they don't have pants and they don't like going in long grasses, but we're going to go through the overgrown trail using Google satellites to see where the trail was. And probably see if we can get up to the top of that mountain, wherever it is. Up there.
No, that's not even close. It's
there?
Not even in the shot.
Oh, then it's over there.
Apparently we're scaring the wildlife. And that's where we want to head. Gotta get there before the sun goes completely down. Coming up over the ridge here, and the view is pretty spectacular. Check this out. Look at that. Just a little bit more to get to the top. You can make it right here. Wow.
No, I won't be able to get down.
You can do it. It's just like doing the Badlands. So I made it to the top of the ridge. Mariah didn't want to come up the last 20 feet. She is right down there. Can you wave? It's kind of steep right at the end. But the whole goal of this was trying to get up here so I could fly my drone, get some shots from the very top. But unfortunately the phone I brought with me is running Android P, which crashes the DJI app right on launch. And I knew that. I just picked up the wrong phone on my way up, so no drone for today. I might have to come back tomorrow and do that over again. But honestly, this view is absolutely phenomenal. Really glad that we did this. Now we just got to find our way back before it gets too dark. Just to give you an idea of how steep this really is, and don't worry, I'm not holding the camera in my hand right now. It's attached to my backpack. And yeah, you can slip. Getting to the top of the ridge from the campground was just a little bit over a mile, and we turned around right about at the 47-minute mark after being on top for a little bit. Now hopefully we can make it back, since we know the way we're going now, in the next 20 minutes, because the sun has set behind the second ridge. It is getting dark. Probably have another 30 minutes of light, so gotta get a move on.
So this is like the first real hike that I've been on that actually isn't really a trail, because the trail has like disappeared because nobody uses it. And it's pretty fun. If when we get down to back to the normal trail, we'll probably be about 2 miles in 1 hour. We saw antelope, and they're just going up the mountain. Lots of beetles.
You had a lot of fun?
Yeah, but you need to check for ticks after this trail.
Yeah.
Definitely, because
Are you gonna want to do that again with me?
maybe there's lots of bugs.
Earlier today, I came on a bike ride at the Scenic Lookout, where you supposedly can see the Black Hills and the state or the national forest from here. And so we decided to come back to do a little bit of hike, since the hike the other night was a little bit of a bust. These trails are actually well defined. I was able to bring my bike up here and go on the trails a little bit. Do a 9.5 mile bike ride this morning, which was really fun. But as you can see, it's golden hour right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. So let's go hiking.
It's a little windy up here. On a clear day, you should be able to see the Black Hills. It's a little bit hazy tonight, but it's still a gorgeous view.
Today the winds here have been about 15 to 20 miles an hour all day long, and that was actually really good for me when I was biking up here to get to the top of the hill. I had the wind behind me the whole way, kind of pushing me up the hill, but when I was going down, I was fighting the wind, and actually a couple times almost came to a complete stop because of the wind gusts were so fast. So it is still windy up here. Lana's tiny, so she's gonna get blown away in the wind. You gonna get blown away? You gonna fly?
I don't know.
Should we pick you up and throw you?
No!
Which way?
No way!
Towards the sun?
No!
1, 2, 3, go!
Ah!
So this is as far as I rode my bike. And this as far as we're gonna hike?
Yeah. So the trail goes like way over there, and then it goes like down the mountain, and then it goes like into the distance. I don't think we can do all that.
So we are all hitched up and ready to go, heading out from Chardon State Park. We've been here probably 7 nights, and it was an amazing campground to say the least. There's tons of hiking trails. They even have horseback riding right over here. Total of 14 horses. They go up the trails or on the hills. Probably more fun than the horseback riding we did in Wisconsin, which was just down a dirt path. But we only found this place because we were trying to miss the Sturgis motorcycle rally around the Black Hills, and so we headed south a little bit into Nebraska, and this place is absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't have full hookups, just electric, but probably around $25 per night, which isn't a bad deal, and the campground was pretty empty most of the time that we were here. Actually, the last 2 days we were the only ones in our area, but I imagine it probably gets a little bit more crowded during the summer. But if you're in the area, I highly recommend you stop by the Chadron State Park. It's very, very fun. The girls had a lot of fun. Lots of playgrounds for you guys to play in.
There's probably like 5 playgrounds.
Lots of grass, lots of places to walk around and just explore the area. So that's gonna do it for us. We're hitting the road again, heading north of the Black Hills, camping for a couple days, and then finally get to Mount Rushmore. Where else are we going?
We're going to do Custer State Park and make sure that we drive the Needles Highway. We heard it's amazing.
Yeah. So, time to hit the road again.